Hello there. Good evening.
Good evening. How are you doing?
I'm doing very well. Thank you for asking. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm very well. You are still in
Good.
California or returned back India?
No, I'm still in California. I have 1 month to go. I'll be returning to India in the month of June, mid-June. So I'm still here in California. And it's pretty chilly here. The weather has been quite since the last few days. Actually, it was not this chilly, this cold, but it has been quite windy and cold for since the last 2-3 days. How is it? Where are you? Just help me recall. Where are you presently based out of?
I'm from Ghaziabad, Delhi NCR, UP.
Yes, the hottest place in India right now, I think.
Yeah, heat wave right now.
Yes.
I think
Hmm.
today's it was a very hot day.
Mm. Because I did see the temperatures in most cities are hovering around 30, 40,
Yeah,
37,
40,
40, 42.
38 to 42 degree
It's
in
very
Delhi
hot.
NCR.
I think this year it is unusually hot because such temperatures are not common. Yes, uh, we do have summers and things. I mean, it is quite hot during the summers, but not this hot. The temperatures don't rise to this extent. I think this is in many years. I think so,
Yeah,
but it's an
due
indication
to
of a
pollution
bigger
and
issue.
yeah, pollution issue, I
Hmm.
think there are
Yes,
more vehicles
climate change, global warming.
and global
Yes,
warming.
right, absolutely. Mr. Sunny, so how was your day so far, and how was it overall?
Yeah, overall it's good. Today's day.
Yes, today,
Yeah,
that
it
is
was good.
Wednesday. Hmm.
Yeah, it's
Okay,
working day. Yeah,
all right,
get I got up at 6 o'clock. Okay, and then
okay. So you are
I
an
went
early
to work.
riser.
Yeah, I got up at 6 o'clock.
Hmm. Okay.
Only
So do you have to
weekdays.
go to office to work, or are you working from home presently?
No, no, I have to go for work in office.
Okay. Hmm. I
During
think most of the
Corona,
offices have opened up. Right,
yeah,
right.
and
Yes, yes.
Corona is still rising. I think today's,
Hmm.
I think 2500 rise up.
Oh, the cases that have been detected today, I mean, in a single day.
Yeah,
Oh,
in India.
okay. Yes, that is also an additional, another concern at the moment that cases have started to rise again, virus cases. So, right. I hope you're taking proper precautions while going out.
Yeah, I am taking precaution, wearing mask and
Hmm.
having sanitizer. But I have
Right,
taken
right.
my uh, vaccines, both vaccines.
Yes. I think that's the case with I mean, almost everyone in India, back in India, that most of us are doubly vaccinated, which is actually a good thing because if the cases are rising and if there is a new variant also which is detected, we are hopefully protected from it. Or even if we are infected by it, it would not be very serious as it was in the second wave.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Who has taken vaccine? But I think
Hmm.
government also has started for below 18, who is below 18
Yes, we have
for
started the
vaccine.
campaign. Hmm.
Yeah,
Because schools and colleges many in many places have opened up, so there would be so students would be interacting, and so it would be difficult to maintain social distancing, so it
yeah,
is
yeah.
better that they get vaccinated, right?
Almost
All
places
right,
opened
so
up.
Mr. Mhm, right. And in some places, in some institutions, they are following the hybrid model where few sessions would be taken online and the remaining sessions would be offline, which I think is quite good because if many students, there are a few, like in the institutions where I teach, there are few students who are still back in their hometown. They have not traveled to Mumbai. They have not reached, I mean, decided against it because, as you know, Mumbai is very populated and cases easily rise here once they start. So they have decided to stay back, and for them to attend the session, it is not possible. Of course, they'll not be present in the class. So for them, we have kept the sessions online also. The teacher has to do both, take
But
sessions
online is
online.
effective or not? I don't know. You are a teacher, you know better than
Uh,
me that even.
sure. See, as far as effectiveness is concerned, yes, online sessions are. Uh, I would not say they are all the time not very effective. Sometimes they are quite effective. There are certain conditions. For instance, if there are no internet connectivity disruptions, then they are perfectly fine. We can have I take long sessions without any interruptions. Only when there is poor internet connectivity, or if there is overloading, or whatever the case may be, technical issues as they say, then the sessions become less effective because there are breaks. The speaker is the speaker gets signed out. Students feel distracted. Only then there is a problem. Uh, and yes, it is a fact that face-to-face interactions are always more effective, more engaging also, because the person is right there in front of you. You can make direct eye contact. Though we make eye contact here also, but there's a difference between seeing a person, seeing an individual in person, and seeing them on a screen. Because on a screen
Yeah,
you have distractions. So yes, the effectiveness is less, but we should also think about the benefits. See, if the technology was not there, Zoom or any other such platforms were not there, students who have decided to stay back in their hometown would have had to miss the semester. We would not have been able to conduct classes for them. So we should look at the bright
yeah,
side also, that how technology has helped us to connect people
yeah,
across the
absolutely.
world.
Yeah, due to
Many
connective technology, I am also learning English.
Exactly,
Okay.
yes. So this platform is completely running on a virtual mode. So there are many benefits actually. Uh,
But sometimes I think
yeah.
the student who is below five standard, how
Mhm.
they can understand the things.
Yes, for them it's a challenge. It's a challenge for the teachers also who are teaching at the primary school. Not now, but earlier they were using Zoom and other platforms. It's a challenge for even the teachers to control the class, to
Yes.
engage students who are very young. Certainly, that is a problem. Uh, but I think we have continued with our education, and students have cleared exams. They have nothing has stopped really as such for a very long period of time. Also, Mr. Sani,
Yeah.
what would you like to discuss? What would you like to talk about?
What do you want?
Well, we can talk about. So, do you like watching movies? How do you kill time? What do you do in your spare time?
In spare time. Earlier, I watched movie. Okay, but at that time,
Mm-hmm.
I I have disconnected my cable and I totally
Oh,
focus
okay.
on learning, like
Mm-hmm.
speaking or any other things. I am learning some software. Okay,
Mm-hmm. That's great.
currently IPL is running. That's why I disconnected my cable. Okay, because
Who is learning? I didn't
I
get that. You can just repeat.
yeah, yeah,
Could
I'm
you just
learning
repeat
some
who is
software.
learning? Hmm.
I am learning about software, some software.
Okay, okay, that's great. You're learning about Apple software,
No, automation software. Automation.
automation. Okay, all right. That's great. So that is how you kill time. You spend your free time learning about new software developments and so
Yeah.
on and so forth. Okay, so you're much into technology, right? So you think that when we talk about technology and the benefits of technology, because we are using technology in some form or the other all the time. So do you think it has replaced labor, human labor also to a certain extent? Like in your field, can you give some add some insights that how technology has replaced human labor, or has it replaced human labor at all?
Yeah, if you see on the road, there were many people
Hmm.
who is cleaning the road, but at that time there is a one machine who can clean all
Right.
the road, and also you can see the building where the construction
Hmm.
work, and there is also many labor used to many labor for working. But currently
Right.
there is a one machine which can work 100 people or 200
Yes.
people.
Do the work of many workers. Correct. Substitute to the
Yeah,
work.
and if you go in industry, then you can see that there is a automation machine, and
Hmm.
they can do automatically. Only one man
Hmm.
needed for
Right.
operation.
You
One
know,
time
I'd just
operation.
like to add here that I'm in the US, California, and any place in US for that matter. This is exactly what is the situation. It has been so for quite a few years. Labor here is very costly. So if you go to a petrol pump, they call it a gas station, so or a gas pump. You will not find any employees. You have to get out of your car and fill your own fill your own engine with petrol. There are no there is no one available for you to do the work. Back in India, we have for in every petrol pump. In fact, each and every petrol pump, we have at least 7 to 8 workers. Some of them are simply standing, not really required there. But here, you don't see many people. It's all machine based and self-service. You have to do
Yeah,
the
in
work mostly on your own.
metro, once I was going to Delhi, then I saw a machine like a fridge, like
Hmm.
the only display all things like biscuit and chips, kurkure in inside the
Oh,
machine,
okay.
and you have to
I
use
see.
your card, and then
Hmm.
you can purchase anything. Nobody is there.
Hmm. That's called as a vending machine. So you simply have to put in the required money and I think you have to select what you want to buy, and the machine will give that to you.
Yeah,
It works on that
and
principle. But do you think that such use of technology should be widely prevalent in India? Because India is an overpopulated country, so I think that would lead to some issues of unemployment.
yeah, absolutely. You can say there is unemployment because in 2010, when I was working in Hang Seng Metal Private Limited, at that time, the Hang Seng Metal made AC work. Okay, refrigerator
Okay.
for
Mm-hmm.
refrigerator and AC. Okay, they have required to drill in that pipeline. Okay, and
Mm-hmm.
10 people were working and 10 machine were there. And at that
Okay.
time, they wanted to purchase a new machine which can do
Mm-hmm.
all work in
Mm.
very few hours. Matlab, it means 10 hours or 12 hours. Okay.
Right.
When that machine came there, 10 employee for day shift and 10 for night shift become
Mm-hmm.
unemployed. Okay. That time I saw that the people are becoming unemployed just because of automation.
They lost
And
their source of livelihood immediately. Actually, this is what
mm,
happened in the 1990s also. If you remember, when the government introduced LPG, liberalization, privatization, and globalization, especially, I think it was the P, that is privatization, many new companies which entered India had introduced automation in our economy that replaced workers. Immediately, there was a huge big problem of educated unemployment. That is, people were educated, but they were not finding the right work. They were because machines had replaced their
yes.
need.
Yeah,
Right,
absolutely. Yeah, people
right.
have
So,
to maintain his technique or education or his skill, then
hmm,
he can survive. Otherwise,
yeah, they have to
technology
constantly
is
upskill
developed and
themselves.
yeah, they will unemployed in future.
They will be. So, have you heard of this word, Mr. Sunny? Redundant.
Redundant,
Redundant.
I
Redundant
haven't.
is to become useless or um, to not be in use to when you're not required. Okay, when you or anything is not required, then it becomes redundant. So workers were redundant due to the introduction of technology. The workers were no longer required in the organization or the companies. Redundant. They became
Redundant.
redundant.
Okay, redundant.
Right. Um, but yes, like you said, that is the challenge. And now the question and the challenge for us workers, the employees, especially in India, is to because technology is dynamic and we need tech. It is not that we can do without technology. We need it. We have been adjusted to a lifestyle wherein technology is everywhere. So we cannot really ignore it. Its presence. So what we
Yeah,
can do here is that we can constantly educate and update ourselves in order to be relevant, not become redundant, but be relevant uh,
relevant.
in
Yeah.
the market. Relevant, right? So, Mr. Sunny, how many sessions have we completed on Clappingo so far, excluding this one?
Yeah, I think 36, 37 I have completed.
Oh, quite a few. And I hope all of them have gone well and they have learned something from each one of
Yeah,
them.
one or two
Good,
sessions,
good.
sometimes voice, sometimes network issue. Otherwise,
Yes, yes.
all went
So
well.
part and parcel
Yeah.
of learning virtually. Um, but then, see, I just wanted to know at your workplace, how much of verbal communication is involved? Do you have to speak a lot, or is it mostly uh, restricted to your work? Giving instructions. How is it? What is the nature of verbal communication?
Everybody speak in Hindi, and I'm doing
Okay.
in maintenance. There is no need to
Mm.
communication to other people, or there is no any client, you can say.
Mm-hmm. Right. And the mode of communication is mostly the local language.
Yeah, local language.
Mm-hmm.
Hindi, or you can say Desi language.
Okay. Yes. Mostly Hindi. Hindi is quite common. Right.
Yeah,
So it's a good thing that you have joined a platform like this so that you get some practice. All right. What else?
yeah,
What else would you like to talk about? What about movies? Do you like watching movies?
yeah. I like watching, but after Corona, I think, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
after Corona, I don't go any movies for movies.
Okay. You have not been to. You can use the uh, you can use the verb, the different forms of the verb to be. So I have not been to after Corona struck. Okay, after Corona struck or after the pandemic struck, I have not been. So you are using the past
B,
tense. I have not been to the cinemas.
the cinema.
Movie
Okay,
theaters are typically called as cinemas. You can use the plural of it, plural form of it. I have not been to any. I have not been to the cinemas.
okay. And the last movie I have watched, Dangal. That is my last
Jungle.
movie
What
in
what movie is that?
Dangal.
And what is it about?
Dangal. Yeah, in that movie, Amir Khan.
Is it jungle or dangle? Did I hear it wrong?
Dangal. Dangal.
Dangal. Yes, yes. Okay, Dangal, the Amir Khan starrer film. Yes, Dangal. Okay, that I think it released quite a few years ago. There has been
Yeah, I
a
think
gap.
5 years, 4 or 5
Yes,
years, I
five
think.
years. So was that the last film that you saw at the cinemas?
Yeah, I don't know. I think Bahubali.
Okay.
I have
So,
I
Mr.
have seen
Sunny,
Bahubali.
okay, so when you are not able to clearly remember something, you can say, well, I cannot recall. You can use the word recall. I cannot recall
Okay, I cannot recall it
correctly, but I
which
think,
movie I have seen.
yes, yes, I cannot recall. Recall is a good word to use because remember is more than recalling. Recall, you can use recall when you are trying to remember a specific, in this case, movie, the last movie that you saw, that you watched in a movie theater. So you can, when you use the verb recall, you're talking about a specific thing that you want to remember. So you can say, I cannot exactly recall, but I think Bahubali was the last film that I watched in the theaters. I cannot exactly recall,
Okay, I will use
right?
in future.
Sure.
Okay.
All right. So you like watching such movies which have a lot of action and drama, high-paced action.
Yeah, I like romantic movie or
You like romantic movies also. Great.
uh,
Do you watch English movies?
no,
Okay.
never.
So you can.
For
Yes.
learning English. Currently, I am
Mm-hmm.
watching some short movies on YouTube.
Which movies? I didn't get that.
Short movie.
Short films.
Short,
Okay, short
yeah,
films.
short duration, 15 to 20 minutes.
Yes. Okay. So whenever you feel like, later on also, you can watch short films, short English films on short films. So that's a good way to start. You did not watch films which run for hours or run into hours, but you can watch short films, and if possible, if they have the option of subtitles, if they have created subtitles for the dialogues, you can click that button on so that you are able to follow the dialogues properly. That's a good way to learn the language also. But just make sure that it's a movie of your interest. Otherwise, you'll stop watching in the middle.
Yeah. I try to speak, but sometimes stuck.
Right, that's okay. And so that's why you can make use of this platform, Mr. Sunny. Don't worry, and you can converse with us. We will be helping you. You can speak as slowly as you want, right?
Okay, but I thought at the starting, I thought that I will learn in 2 or 3 months, 1 or 2 months. I will be fluent.
Hmm.
But I think
Right, right.
I have taken 36, 37 sessions. But
Hmm. I'm sure you have improved. So we have not had many conversations for me to really comment on this. But I think if I speak to the first speaker who has interacted with you, I'm sure they would say that you have improved over a period of time. I'm sure
yeah,
because
I also realized this
hmm,
when I watched my first session and
hmm,
15,
yes.
20 sessions, then I found that
So
there
see,
was some
a
improvement.
progress, right? A progress, no matter how slow, is still a progress. So you should see it that way. Have a positive attitude that you are, even though it is slow, but you are still progressing. And see, Mr. Sunny, it is not just about uh, interacting on this platform. If you're able to find some time to practice otherwise also, practice at other times, like by watching YouTube videos, pausing the video and trying to repeat the words, or reading. Through reading is a good way to improve your vocabulary. That would also help you in your journey. So it is not that just being a part of a platform and interacting would really take you from an basic level to an advanced level. uh, you can supplement this with your other activities like reading, watching videos, repeating the words.
Sometimes I read moral stories, or sometimes also
Yes.
I'm I'm using practice on typing, which any word comes in my mind, I want to type
Right.
on laptop. Okay.
That's great. That's a good way to make sure that you remember that word. So, for instance, I shared a word with you today, a new word which is redundant. So next
Redundant.
time you can redundant, redun dant, redundant, dent, right? So redundant is to become irrelevant, to become useless. So you will be using redundant with become, to become redundant.
Okay,
So I
become
don't
also.
want to become redundant. Yes. So I don't want to become, or the market makes, the technology has made many workers redundant, right? That's a new word. So you can put it in a sentence,
Okay, I'll type in my
right?
computer.
Redundant. Um, so a common, I mean, a common substitute for redundant is irrelevant, which is common. We use it very frequently. Irrelevant has the same meaning as that of redundant. Redundant is a better substitute. Irrelevant, redundant. Both have the same meaning,
Okay.
right? Anything else that you would like to share, Mr. Sunny? Anything that is on your mind, or anything else of your choice?
Yeah, when I read any moral story as a story,
Mm.
and after that I want to speak or write, then I found if I read 10 lines, then I able to write only 2 lines or 3 lines.
Okay. So from your
Then how?
from your tone, I sense a little bit of demotivation. That is okay. See, as long as you are consistent with your practice and with the sessions here, you will surely improve. In fact, you are making good conversation. Whenever you speak, there are not too many mistakes that you are making as you speak. So you are doing well in your journey. Just be consistent. Even find some time to practice, and have a timetable sort of a thing, right? So make use of that benefit, that feature that they have provided you with. Book a little bit more number of sessions. If one session per week is, I think, a little less, you can book 2 sessions per week. That would be something which would be manageable for you also, so
Yeah, I
that you are
like three
able
sessions,
to
3 sessions per week
3 sessions,
because
even
I can
better.
manage. Yeah.
Right, because if you are a working professional, so I'm sure that it is not possible for you to book 5 sessions per week or 6 sessions. and it is not required also. You are already speaking fairly well. So I think 2 to 3 sessions, but be consistent with it. I'll tell the team also if there is any technical error, you can immediately get in touch with the team so that they can start working on it sooner, quickly. Okay, and so 3 sessions per week is fair enough. That will give you good practice. And otherwise also, if you can do a little bit of reading, simple, you can read children's books also. Yeah, and you need not
Yeah,
finish an entire book in one read.
yeah, I bought some books.
Good. So you can read it at your own pace and at your own convenience. But make sure that you are slowly but gradually improving your vocabulary.
Okay,
Okay?
thank
You're
you.
already doing well, Mr. Sunny, and we are here to help you. Don't worry at all. Actually, in fact, I wanted to tell you this as a part of the feedback that whenever you spoke quite well. You had some thoughts to share, and you spoke well. Just make sure that you are speaking a little bit more and more in every session, so that you get more practice as far as spoken English is concerned.
Okay, I want to speak. I want to
Yes,
speak
I'm
for anyone.
yes.